Hello and welcome to Thought for the Day from St Peter's, Bexhill, where we have our final story from the Old Testament, at least for now. It's called A Time to Build. My people have learned their lesson, God decided. It's time for them to come home. So God whispered in the ear of King Cyrus, king of the country where God's people were slaves. Send them home, God said. So Cyrus did. And thousands of people returned to Jerusalem. There was a lot of work to do when they got there, rebuilding their homes, so they had somewhere to live, rebuilding the temple, so they had somewhere to worship God, rebuilding the walls around Jerusalem, so they had somewhere to hide from their enemies. It was hard work, and they had no end of problems. And for a long time, it looked as if it would never get done. And then King Cyrus died. And another king named Artaxerxes took his place. And God took the chance to help his people by whispering in the ear of a man who could get that king's attention. This man's name was Nehemiah, and his job was to bring the king his wine each day and to taste it first to see that no one had put any poison in it. The king trusted him very much, and was puzzled when Nehemiah arrived one day, cup in hand, with a sad frown on his face. "What's the matter, Nehemiah?" the king asked. "Why do you look so sad?" Nehemiah whispered a prayer before he answered. "Forgive me, your majesty," Nehemiah begged. "I know it is my duty to smile in your presence, but I can't. I have heard that my people are suffering in their homeland. The walls of Jerusalem are broken down, and I know that I could help if only I could go and join them. I also know that you have wood and stone, which would make their job so much easier. Please send me with supplies to finish the job and bring an end to my people's suffering." King Artaxerxes thought long and hard. "Yes, Nehemiah," he answered. "You may go, but let me send some of my soldiers along to protect you on the way." Nehemiah thanked the king. He thanked God too, and he set off on his long journey. When Nehemiah arrived, he found Jerusalem in a terrible state, but the people were pleased to see him. "Let's build up these walls," he encouraged them, "for God is with us. He gave me courage to speak to the king. He persuaded the king to give us these supplies, and so now God will help us finish the job." The people cheered and set to work. It still wasn't easy. There were enemies to deal with, so sometimes they had to work with a hammer in one hand and a sword in the other. But finally they finished. The walls were built, their houses too, and they had even finished the temple, where the people gathered to talk with God. "Forgive us for not listening to you," they prayed. "We promise to do better in the future, to live the way you told us when you gave us this land so long ago. Thank you for giving us another chance and for bringing us home at last." Amen.